Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy, and today I'm here to rant. This is an Aquarius rant, a update. Now on this channel, you know we talk about a whole lot of stuff. So in this video, I'll be going back and spotlighting the energy of, I think it was Saturn and Capricorn energy. And how it is, or I am relating to that energy. It is as if I had predicted in my astrological readings. I also like to talk about and highlight and point back to the Mandela Effect. If you don't know what the Mandela Effect is, Google it. And how I am relating to the Mandela Effect. It's interesting. I can't think of what else I was going to talk about. If I do, I'll interject it. So let me start with, first, I guess I'll start with the Saturn in Capricorn energy. When I covered that astrological energy, that particular energy, I talked about how each sign would relate to the energy. As an Aquarius, I always share, I know Saturn energy well and what it is demanding. And I guess I know even the gifts, if you can call them gifts. What do I mean? I'm gonna stop. Because some people do wonder, what are the gifts of Saturn? In my earlier years, I realized the gifts of Saturn even before I knew about astrological energy and Saturn. And I came to know the reality of Saturn, its energy, and its gifts based on my life experiences. One day I was cleaning up, and I am a multitask cleaner. So I'll start cleaning in this room. If I find something that belongs somewhere else, I go wherever that thing belongs, and I start cleaning up there. When I find something that doesn't belong there, I go somewhere else. By the time I get done, the whole house done. So, I had 5 children, and so I was always cleaning and cooking and stuff like that. And so, at the end of one of those mini shifts, I got this awakening and realization. At the end of one of those shifts or experiences. I looked around my house. It was stunning. It was stunning. I had a lot of energy when I was younger. Stunning. House is cleaned. It smells so good. It smelled April fresh. Everything had a sparkle to it. And I sat back. I said, oh, because I got to interject this. I had said to myself, when do I ever get rewarded? When do I ever get blessed? Now, mind you, I knew nothing about Saturn energy and all that when I was in my 20s. And so I'm like, when do I ever get blessed? When do and I would be going through some emotional turmoil about being blessed and receiving gifts and appreciation, all of which I am denied. But that day when I finally sat down, the kids went to sleep, so they wasn't hot on my tail messing up what I cleaned up. I could see it. I could see it clearly. My house was spotless. It looked like a magazine, house in a magazine. I was like, oh, that's the gift. The gift was the result of my work. And that's what Saturn gift is, the result of your work. Like Jupiter might bring you something unexpected with Uranus, maybe something unexpected, abundance, Saturn doesn't do that. Saturn doesn't add more or take away. It is what you're willing to work toward to bring into existence. However hard you're willing to work, whatever your capabilities are, you apply them, and you apply them to you hit that level of mastery that you're satisfied with, or until the job is done. That's your gift. Okay, that was just a side note. And this is an Aquarius rant, so there's no true order to this video. Just bringing you up to date about how the energies are affecting me, influencing my life, and how I'm relating to those energies. And I'm making this video so you can kind of maybe look at your own life and identify how some of these astrological energies we are dealing with are affecting or influencing you, or how you're relating to them. And yes, Saturn in Capricorn is an old astrological energy, but it's also a current one. And we still yet have some time to go in that energy. So it's still relevant. It's still relevant. And right now it's really, really important for you to be able to see, to understand the energy you're dealing with. Because another thing is, you might not feel like you're getting ahead. And to understand the pros and cons of any astrological energy will help you understand if you're getting ahead or not. Like I said, in my 20s, it was like, when am I going to be blessed? In that moment, I realized I had received the weight of my work in the cleanliness and the order of my house. And it was all brought on by very hard work and discipline, and just being dedicated to getting the job done, because it was tedious. Why did I bring up Saturn and Capricorn energy? I'm asking y'all because I forgot. I brought it up, because right now, here, still in my life, dealing with Saturn energy, Saturn and Capricorn energy. Now, I was just talking about the energy of Saturn when I was 20, and the demands that were required of me. I fulfilled them. And again, that was to reward the level of my mastery. Now I'm talking about at this point in time in my life, at the age of 48, now that I know what Saturn is about, I understand its energy and what he's asking for. It is asking me to do, or suggesting that I do. Now, all of humanity is dealing with Saturn and Capricorn. It's irrelevant. It has been for some time, is currently, and will continue to be for some time. How is it affecting your life? As I share here on YouTube, I'm an Aquarius. So Saturn is my ruler, or co-ruler, along with Uranus. Now, Uranus, although we're not talking about that right now anyway in this video, Uranus is about sudden events, and occurrences or situations that happen so that you can gain enlightenment or understanding, clarity. But in order to gain enlightenment, understanding, and clarity, you got to first look at it first. So it's shocking to you. You might not even be aware that a situation or issue or something even exists. So it's just this awakening. Wake up and look at this and see it for what it is. My other ruler, Saturn, that we're talking about, the star here, is that Saturn, again, is a demanding energy, and it's demanding you to master yourself, to be disciplined, ordered, structured, yada, 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 yada. And so I've dealt with this, or those energies all my life, but of course I'm spotlighting Capricorn. I've dealt with the energies all my life. And as I mentioned, it's very, very tedious and draining and restrictive, and it's very it can be very, very overwhelming. And Saturn is also related, like the Capricorn, with depression, because it's so much pressure, it's so many demands. It's like the demands that some people receive from work. Their parents put all these demands on them to meet, and you be like, I can't catch a break, or I can never satisfy you. And the reason why a person may feel that they can't satisfy their employer or their boss or their parent is because they really don't even know what the employer or boss or parent wants. That was me with Saturn. That's many of us with Saturn. And all Saturn wants is basically what you want and what you're willing to do. So we know that now. And I bring all that up as I'm rambling and ranting, is to say that all the demands that have been placed on me in the course of my life, as I had predicted when I covered Saturn and Capricorn's energy relative to Aquarius is, hey, those same demands were going to reoccur. Whether it was something dissimilar or the exact same thing, it was going to reoccur. My argument was and is that if a sign, Aquarius and Capricorn, namely, is ruled or reared by Saturn, then one or two things could happen in the course of these next few years. And it is, one, you are a master and you have been through so many different challenges, situations, circumstances, events, experiences that, yes, stressful. It is draining and all those things I talked about. You may have, as I have, dealt with depression and fear, all related to Saturn. But at the same time, if a person was able to adjust, to overcome, to conquer those nemesis or conquer those challenges or overcome those challenges, then you began to understand, if you were paying attention, what Saturn was requiring of you. And again, this is just an update to show you how the energies play out in a person's life. I'm using my life as an example. At the same time, this is a rambling rant. Because yes, it annoys me to continue to go through the same things. But as I predicted in those astrological reports, is that if a person has gone through the process, Saturn process, learned how Saturn works, what it is attempting to give an individual, in this case myself, then at this point in time, even though the same situations or those that are very similar will come or reemerge, you know how to shut them down. That has been 100% true. That was a 100% correct interpretation of the stars. Just about everything that I have dealt with in the past has reemerged, and I shut them down. In the last, I'm going to just share. I don't care what you may think, so I'm going to just share. Since I reported those astrological alignments and I talked about the lawsuit that I fought for over a year and came out victorious, since that time, people have moved to sue me at least 2 more times. Within 30 days, though, shut both of them down. The ex I talk about here on YouTube, I share some of our stories, is moved to engage me, shut it down. I mean, it's like everything I've gone through has reoccurred in the last, well, it's been more than 30 days, but in 30 days, I'd have shut everything down. And I think back over the course of my life, how long it would take. I always refer to that lawsuit that lasted over a year because that was really consuming. I share here on YouTube, I worked 12, 16 to 18 hours a day for over a year on that case. Do you know how strenuous that was? Plus, I continued to take care of my family successfully. Plus, I held up my YouTube channel and whatever other demands were on me. I did it all. And I made it through victoriously. Am I where I want to be? Far from it, but okay. I'm still alive. That's all I can say. So, I bring that up because all these things just keep coming. And I talked to another Aquarius friend I don't talk to that often, not friend, but acquaintance. And man, they were talking about the stuff they've been getting hit with, and they just got to keep overcoming. It's like running a, what do you call it, a relay race, and you jumping over hurdles. You know, so you got to have perfect calculations and stuff. What is called sporadical kind of skills. To be able to, you know, again, it's about calculating time and space and stuff. In order to overcome these hurdles. And so I hope that I'm making it make sense. For an Aquarius that or a Capricorn that has not learned in the course of their life the lessons that Saturn has been teaching them, and it's not just Saturn, I'm just spotlighting Saturn now and that energy, because it's asking us to change and to transform for our own personal lives as well as for the collectiveness of this world, of humanity. It can be very difficult and challenging for an individual. And so now I want to talk about, I'm jumping around a bit, but it being difficult and challenging. Although I have been very successful at tending to, I'll just say, my business in the order that Saturn has instructed me or taught me to do so. So I shut it down. As soon as it announces itself, shut it down. Shut it down. And I'm not talking about half shut it down. I'm talking about shutting it down. Successfully shutting it down from all aspects, legal, etc., etc., etc. Shut it down. For those that didn't learn, shortcutted, etc., etc. When these things come back, it's going to be real stressful, because, I mean, I don't think the lesson is changing. It's just saying, hey, you gonna have to focus here if you want to find some relief. Any person, especially Aquarius and Capricorn, because they're ruled or reared by Saturn, and that's your daddy. If you ain't learned what daddy been trying to teach you, he coming back for real life fierce, and it's saying, okay, you have to learn this if you want some relief. And so a lot of Capricorns and Aquariuses that have not conquered, overcome their nemesis, overcome their challenges, learned what Saturn has been trying to teach them to implement in their life, is coming back again. And it may seem very stressful and like it might not even make sense, to tell you the truth. It doesn't make sense. But it's just that understanding the process and what you're being taught. I'm jumping around again. What you're being taught, what I'm seeing now, I'm into the point of prediction or foresight is what I'm doing. Is like everything I've ever had to execute in my life, I think it's going to be accumulation of the skills and abilities and that I've developed in the course of my life, and I believe the time is going to come that I'm going to have to apply them. I think that may stand true. Now, I haven't seen that in the astrological alignments or anything. I'm about to study some after I get done with this rant, but that's what I feel is coming up, because remember, we're working not only on an individual level, we're working on a global level. And so I think the universe is supposed to be perfect, God is supposed to be perfect, that it is trying to empower the people, get you with a Saturn highlighted, get you with a tough skin, with knowledge and awareness and ability to execute masterfully. But it starts with you. It's your own private lesson. But I do believe these individual private lessons will be used for a bigger picture that is a part of the collective overall global experiences we will have. I hope that made sense. Anyway, I want to talk about depression and stress induced by life experiences and challenges, meeting with the same or familiar nemesis, issues or problems, situations, circumstance, relationships, whatever the case may be. Is that even I, that have been able to successfully, I hope don't nothing else come up. I can't take no more. I can't take no more. But okay, it ain't about me. I can't take no more, y'all. But of course, when you are confronted with stress after stress and challenge after challenge, it can be, again, word I'm using, tedious, to say the least, and it can lead to depression and fears anxiety. And I think a lot of what is happening in our world, the different horrific events we are hearing of, is happening because people are going through these emotional, they're being crushed, like shattered. What they say, only the strong survive. And people are overwhelmed and not understanding why these things are happening. And people, again, are becoming depressed. They're becoming, some people strike when they are upset, can't make sense of it. And I think that's what's happening. And so I just want to, let any viewer know, hey, I go through it too. I go through it too. Meditation is a good thing. I haven't been meditating. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been meditating. I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing. I know I'm not, devil ain't gonna get me. Devil ain't gonna get me. But, I'll sip a little something, but I know I can't do that too much because the devil waiting there. So I don't like intentionally get into an environment and set the environment or create an ambiance to meditate, but I do have my quiet moments, my silent moments, where I turn off all the lights, lights and noise and anything, gas too if it make noise, just to be quiet. And like last night, I decided to, I guess, still a form of meditation, I consider it, to explore myself, because the depression was trying to creep up, sadness, and the sense of longing. Like I said, just in the last 30 days or so, I turned away the ex. Other people I've met that were interested, I'm not interested. It's like I can see the boo before it come. And I'm like, I don't want that. And so it's this thing like, am I going to be alone for the rest of my life? And I realize I've come to the point, if it be the case that I may be by myself for the rest of my life, I got to be okay with that. Okay with that. Because I've heard that there's like at least 7 women to 1 man. And I ain't trying to share. I don't want a piece of the pie. I want the whole pie. Can't you tell? So, I go through that, or, that I'm so hot on, what can I say, on the stage without trying to be hot. What I'm saying, I don't try to be noticed. I just am noticed. I talk to y'all, but in general, I'm kind of quiet. But I'm always noticed. And I spark anger and envy in people, and it just like never stops. I might have to tell y'all some stories one day about that. Just sharing in a rant. And so I get to the point where I'm always soul searching. Like, what did you do? You ain't even open your mouth. Try not to look at them, just stay in the house, dress like a bum, or, no offense to my bum viewers. Hey, that's a cool look. I do it too. I do whatever it takes to try not to incite anger or envy or whatever the case is. It still happens. I'm like, oh, okay. I can't get past that. First house Leo, in the 7th house of the sun, and it always this ego battle going on, and I don't want none of it. And so, all those things, all these experiences lead me to the moments of sadness. So last night I was like, I'm turning off all the lights, everything. I didn't want to hear anything. I just wanted to be in the dark. In dark, because I'm more than what you see, and I know that. And so I wasn't even interested in, even though my finger hurt, I wasn't interested in Nancy, as you see. I was interested in my soul, or my spirit. And so, even though I wasn't processing it like that last night, but I was like, I just want to be in the quiet, in the dark. And all I did was I just was with went within. Because I didn't want to be overtaken by, sadness and depression. Not what I'm looking for. And then after I kind of allowed myself to be with my spirit, then I implemented my physicality, like I moved every part of my body, and I tensed every part of my body, every single part. I spent a couple of hours maybe doing that to just feel each part of me. I don't care what, so I could feel it. Like when I do this, I can feel here, or I can feel here, And so I just got to know me and, reminded myself that, I'm wonderful, I'm beautiful and stuff. And so I say all of that to let you know, yes, it may be difficult for some of you. The key is to know that you, me, all of us are being asked to grow. It is up to us. And what is it called? Finding a diamond in the rough, or like gold being refined. Really? What the heck is this? I don't know who that is. Gold being refined. I'm sure to be in a furnace is not easy. To be chiseled away at, it ain't easy, And so, again, you may go through the phases or feel the spirit of depression coming on you. And so I suggest, to fight it off. Again, just withdrawing from the world and not forgetting that you're more than this is what I'm trying to say. World gonna keep having its demands because it is, I guess, kind of like opposite of who we are on a soul level. So it's always this battle between self and the demands of the world. And so, what was I gonna say? I might have to come back to that because I just started rambling. I really forgot. So another thing I wanted to talk about was Mandela Effect. And the reason why I'm bringing up the Mandela Effect, because I just made a video maybe a week or so ago where I talked about the Mandela Effect and how important and why it exists. And my argument was, or is, that the Mandela Effect exists as a way to make you doubt yourself, to lack discernment, to not be able to gain clarity. If you only think you know something, you can always be manipulated to think otherwise. But if you know, because you've experienced it emotionally, physically, and you have that record, the record of your experience stored, and you know that you had that experience, you tripped on this day, you got cut, or you loved whatever, it, or you witnessed something, it, then ain't no Mandela Effect or nothing else going to be able to change your perception of something. And in that video, I shared a lottery number that I always play. I ain't even going to say it in this video because I want to see what happened. But I tell y'all, I found this quite interesting, and it's the reason I'm saying this, bringing this lottery back up, is that after I shared the information about that lottery in that video, it wasn't even a 24-hour turnaround. Now, that number in particular didn't fall out. But I also reported that there were 32 other numbers that were directly related or branched off from that particular number. A part of the Mandela Effect was that originally I marked off 30 of them falling out. And then turned around, Mandela Effect, that only 2 had fell out, but 30 hadn't. I had kept records, papers everywhere. So I bring that up because not even 24 hours turned around. And all those numbers started falling out back to back since I made that video. It haven't stopped. I found that intriguing. Another thing that happened is still relative to the lottery is I was talking to my friend and I was talking about an old neighbor I had. And her address. And I kept talking about her address over and over again. And hot dog, it fell out in an hour from it. What else happened? It was something else outside the lottery. It was something. What else is it? I'm gonna start writing notes. I got to give my finger. I'm right-handed, but I got to give him rest sometime. It was something else that a couple of things happened, but that's not what this is really about. Those are just things I'm referring to let you know you have to watch your thoughts and your mouth at this time. You have to. And if I'm saying this, pay attention. Because me and my mouth and the way I think can, if it could really turn into something, I would be in trouble. In the past, if it could turn into something, I would really be in trouble. And I know a lot of people have the ability to think or speak things into existence. I'm not one of those people. Why I shared those stories is because since I made that video, actually it had something, whatever it was that happened even before that. And I can't remember what it was. Something else that happened before that. And it's in retrospect. Now I'm looking back. As soon as I say it, it's happening. As soon as I think it, it's happening. I just can't remember. So that even started even before that Mandela Effect video, just before that. So what am I saying? As I'm rambling and ranting, is that right now, I don't know about any other sign. As I mentioned earlier, I'm about to go into studying some astrological alignments after I make this video. But I know for me, and based on my associate I just spoke with, that's also an Aquarius, we thinking it, we saying it, it's instantly coming into, it's instantly manifesting. So this is just a warning. They say, forewarned is forearmed. Forewarned is forearmed. So this is to my Aquariuses. As I said, this is an Aquarius rant. Watch your thoughts and watch what you're saying, because gosh dang, I almost had one of the other things that happened. The lottery one has just made me mad, so I just really remember that one so easy because I'm mad. It's really coming into existence. I am literally manifesting right now with my mind and my mouth. Now, there seems to be a trick to it. Like, for instance, it's more like a passing, more or less. Well, I can't say that because I spoke all of it literally out in detail, but it's not something that I like hold on to after I'm done saying it. And within 24 hours or less, it is physically in my face. It's literally physically in my face. And so I just want to make you aware to be very careful if you're an Aquarius. I don't know if it has to do with Saturn, with Capricorn, but Aquariuses, I'm telling you, between me and my associate, watch your mouth and what you think. At this time, I would suggest also, when I think about the astrological energies that are in play, also think about, I was saying Saturn is demanding of an individual, pushing them. It's like it's no middle ground. Like when I talked about my house when I was younger, either it's going to be dirty or it's going to be clean. Now, if it's dirty, you ain't got to do nothing but sit in it. Can you handle that? It's a question. Since you as an individual, me, can't handle that, work your behind off to get it clean. And depending on how hard you're willing to work your behind off determines your gift. Okay, so over time, a person, using myself as an example, masters certain skills and abilities. What am I trying to say? If Aquariuses, spotlighting Aquarius, are capable right now of thinking and speaking things into existence, it appears to me, and I know everybody astrological alignment is different. However, there are some similarities. So to those that it may apply to, take note. that master your mouth and master your thoughts. Because, okay, you're going to bring something into existence. Because if it is Saturn involved in this, and it is Saturn, even in Capricorn, saying you're going to change something, you're going to transform something big. And if I'm not mistaken, Pluto is in Capricorn, you're going to change, you're going to destroy something. You're asked to destroy something, to change, to transform something. And it seems like it's saying change the way you think and the way you speak. Because under that earth energy of Capricorn, where Saturn is, and Pluto and stuff, you're going to manifest. That's earth energy. You're going to manifest. So here, at this time, you think it, you're going to manifest. You speak it, you're going to manifest it into your reality, your physical world. Within 24 hours, boom, you will see the onset. So you can either stay reckless in your thinking and your communications and manifest the results of that recklessness, or that low level energy, or that barbaric mind frame, or poverty mind frame, or thoughts or speech. You're going to manifest, because it's the physical. I mean, it's the earth sign physical. Or you can begin to master yourself. Remember I talking about that the demand Capricorn put on you, well, it's not even a demand. It is a demand. It's a suggestion and a demand. It's only suggesting. Can't make you do nothing. It's up to you. But you won't be able to bring pleasurable, desirable outcomes if you don't meet the demand, the suggestion. That's what makes it a demand. Because it ain't nothing gonna change or be better. So what am I trying to say there? And I'm gonna cut this off because I didn't want it to be this long. Is that watch the way you think, the way you speak, because and this message is really to Aquarius. Watch the way I repeat, you think, and what you think on, and what you speak, how you communicate, etc., in all forms, because you are going to manifest. Either you can manifest what you've been manifesting thus far, or far worse, whatever. But at this time, it seems like we Aquariuses are being given opportunity to transform the way we think and the way we speak, and understand and know 100% we're going to manifest. Now, what are we going to manifest? What are we going to be capable, or what are we capable of manifesting right now? Well, that's based on your ability to configure your mind, or how you communicate, what you communicate. How can I give? What example can I give? Again, it's about the level. Remember, Saturn is like this level of mastery. The better you master yourself, the better you cultivate yourself, the gift will be equivalent. Remember, Saturn doesn't take away, nor does it give more. It gives what you work for. So it's just the gift, or the manifestation, is equal to where your vision is, to how or what you think on. Is like whatever you really have going on the inside is going to manifest on the outside. So what am I saying? Again, I have an issue even with I ain't gonna say nothing. I gotta stop. See, my mouth will get me in trouble. I want to say something. Saturn, can I say something right now, just so I can get my message across? Okay, I'm gonna say it. Y'all pray for me. If I forgot what I was gonna say. See, it worked out. it worked out. So it's not just about positive thinking. Like, what is an example? Quick, my goodness, this video longer than I want it. Let's say, neck, the stress, stress. Saturn, not Saturn. We're going to use the example of wanting to be a business owner. What do you think it means to have a business? What type of business do you desire? What do you call it? It's a plan, but it's called, oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. Oh, this video is going to be a little bit longer. I'm just going to throw this in here because I'll forget. Memory loss is another thing I'm noticing across the border. Even when I watch other videos here on YouTube, people all around me is like, I don't know if it's the stress level that's causing this disruption in the memory. Something's happening in the memory, in the recall, that kind of thing. I'm going to look at that deeper. But anyway, let me go back. That's the end of that side note. So what I'm talking about now is I believe that Aquarius, at least I'm aware of, I know this one, I had to pick this one up, is eligible for a gift from the universe. But it's completely up to Aquarius. This gift is coming from Saturn. It's coming from Capricorn, the 10th house of Capricorn with Pluto and Saturn, etc., etc. And it's saying you get to transform. It's up to you because it's only a suggestion. But if you do decide to move forward on it, then it's a demand, because say we break that transformation up into 5 stages. The 5th stage being the highest mastery, the best you can get, the best gift you can get. 1 being the lowest form of transformation. You don't really do much of anything, but you do make a little effort. Your gift on stage 1 will equal 1 will get 1, 2 will get 2, 3 will get 3, 4 will get 4, and 5 will get 5. The best offered and possible. Now, another thing is that what I'm eligible for, you're not going to be eligible for. Even if you, like your level of mastery, me and you both hit levels of mastery in the arena of manifestation through our thoughts and speech. However, your conscious awareness, hold on, I gotta watch how I speak, and I ain't speaking down on you, but I'm listening. I gotta listen. My conscious awareness is higher than another's. Even though we both hit mastery, my gift may be greater because my works were greater. But it doesn't stop or limit that the other hit mastery too. But their gifts will only be equivalent to their abilities. I think I made that make sense. So back to business. I'm bouncing around. It's just a rambling rant. Aquarius rant. Business. So if you have a vision of business, it's like the whole process associated with business. And I mean, from how many hours do you need to work? What do you need to do? Do you need to have employees? Everything related to business, financial, the whole thing, because you know Saturn is highly demanding. It's up to you, of course. Don't make you do nothing. Maybe when it comes to business, all you want to do is focus on the finances. Saturn like, okay, it's going to get you as far as it gets you, and that's your gift. Go if you just master the area. But if you're able to master the area of finance, the area of communications, or media, or production, or whatever it is, and you master each one of those areas, then you have an overall bigger gift for your mastery, which is equivalent to your work. So, and not only is it about thinking that process out and having that whole plan, then it is time for your communications to step in. It is about, again, the way you think, because when you start talking about the air signs of Aquarius, it's about socialization. It's about the ability to communicate. The issue that I have that's another issue that I personally am dealing with first house Leo, seventh house Aquarius with the sun in it and all that, is that how do you collaborate with others? You have to be able to collaborate successfully with others without there always being some. Quiet. You hear the baby crying? Can you hear it? That's my first grandbaby. Yeah, she 30 days old. I'm blessed. She blessed. We blessed. Yeah. So, I mean, when we start talking about the communication sector, we're talking about the media. What's these things called? Computers and it's the networking in the world, and then it's keeping up with technology. I mean, so it's a lot of things going on. So it has to go from this vision into the communication sector, and together, depending on your level of mastery, your level of ability, your level of vision, and ability to work toward it, stay fast, because Saturn make you work on it, you will manifest that which is equivalent to your contribution, your input, your work. It's real deep what I see, but I do see some blessings, and I'm gonna talk. I got the capability to do it. Positive thinking, capability to do it. See, now I got to watch my mouth, and that's what this video really about, and my mind. Anyway, I want to talk quickly about memory loss. Going back early on in the video, I was talking about depression and sadness and fears because of these suggestions. You don't have to, but it's the residual reoccurrence of similar or familiar experiences you thought you were long done with, and the mother is back. You be like, for real though? How did that happen? Don't make sense. Where did that come from? You checking yourself, you second guessing yourself, and so anyway, the stresses, these triggers are happening, and people responding in different ways. And I think because this is not only that it seems like you're me, you, and every individual are reaching back into the past and dealing with those old things coming back up, those familiar things coming back up, or something similar coming back up. You're dealing with what's taking place now. You're dealing with what's taking place now. And so I think that is also a part of why people's memories are kind of weak right now. And it's like being overwhelmed. It's like you know how Saturn itself can point to agendas and regimens. I mean, that's going into the house of Virgo, but it's about handling everything in a timely fashion. Even though some of these things you may have handled before, you did handle before, again, they're reoccurring in one way or another. It's like this time you know it like the back of your hand, and you should be able to handle it. So what am I talking about right now? Oh, I got to go because my baby over here visiting me, and they ain't doing her right. So I'm about to go in here and turn up. Is it that for those that did conquer their nemesis, yes, your schedule may be heavier, your agenda may be heavier, your to-do list may be heavier. Some of the things, again, is like, why is it back? Why is it back? Because you can handle it like it like the back of your hand, and you can handle it that quick. You can shut it down and move on to the current things that exist. But for those that, and this goes to all signs, you have to go back and find that video where I did the astrological reading. I think it was a rant too that followed, an Aquarius rant after that, just the last few videos or so, where I was talking about how Saturn in Capricorn is affecting people on individual level as well as a global level. Now I'm really breaking it down into more or less the individual level. So those that did not conquer their nemesis, they chose to stay on the lower vibration of the energy, because remember, it's merely a suggestion. You don't have to do anything, and you will get a gift or a reward equivalent to your work. Okay, you may have stayed on the lower end, the one, you didn't want to do all that. And then it reoccurs again. Plus you got going on what you got going on now. That's going to be stressful for people that have that experience. How do you get some relief in that case? In that case, it's about dealing with that old stuff in a more effective and efficient way to gain some relief. Whole point, you ain't gonna get around it. So you can just keep going through it, and it's like dragging you down. It's merely a suggestion. You don't have to do anything. Or you can figure out how to deal with that situation, overcome that situation. When it's dealing with Saturn, it's talking about, it depends on what house it's in, but it really talks about, hey, what do you want? Quick example before I close it down. You want a relationship. You want a loving, committed relationship with this particular person. So what do you need to do? Are you doing it? No, you've been half-stepping. And so this is the outcome for being in that particular relationship, wanting a committed relationship with that particular person. This is the outcome. Is that what you want? No. Well, okay, well, if you want more, then you're going to have to do more. What could that more be? Guess what? That more could be the demands of that other person upon you. Whatever it is they want, you fulfill it, you will get the residual effects of the investment you make or the level of work you're willing to commit. That was kind of a bad example, because the truth of the matter is you cannot you can't make another do anything. It has to be up to them. So why do I say that? Not only is that a reason why it's a bad example, but the whole thing, it will be a reward. And what would that reward be in the case, say, a person wants to be in a relationship with a particular person and they want it to be a long-term committed relationship? They will be in that relationship. They themselves will be committed long-term, no matter what that other person does. And the gift will be equivalent to the investment that you put in, the extent which you willing to go. Ultimately, a person in that case, I know I'm just ranting and rambling, this is an Aquarius rant, is that eventually it can get so fucking stuck in stressful and unfulfilling, and that the other is not responding in accordance with what you want, you're there, that eventually you may learn to let go. You may learn that you have to love yourself. So it's some catches and glitches and stuff. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm gonna let y'all go. Got to go see what my brand new grandbaby doing. Her name Faith, y'all. Anyway, thank you for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time. Bye.